Since 1921, it has been necessary to revise our road program from time to time as new conditions have arisen. We are now confronted with the need for another revision of our road program. On November 8th, the voters of Missouri must adopt new plans and issue new orders to their engineers, stipulating what state highways shall be built and what funds shall be made available for the next 10 years. 3 times it has been necessary for the voters to okay amendments to the original centennial plan. All of them have been approved, including increase of bonds to $135 million with a gas tax of 2 cents and increased license fees. All bonds are now exhausted. The State Highway Commission finds that present license fees and a 2-cent gas tax will not carry the load. Our highway machine will be virtually running on the rims by next winter. To meet this emergency, add the necessary farm-to-market roads, keep our $308 million investment from slipping through depreciation, Proposition number 6, a new 10-year road program, has been placed on the ballot. Our greatest public utility is our state highway system, owned by the state, financed largely by the motor vehicle owners, and operated by their agent, the State Highway Commission. Proposition number 6 is designed to stabilize highway building on a solvent basis. It makes no increase in license fees, but it adjusts the gas tax at 3 cents a gallon, for which adjustment there are sound reasons. That is the lowest rate at which the Highway Department can operate efficiently, and the new program made possible. Whether or not this slight increase will mean additional cost to the motor car owner is questionable. Experience of other states shows that the retail price of gasoline, in many of them, now averages no higher in those states where the oil companies pay a tax of 3 cents than in Missouri where they pay a tax of 2 cents. Our highways are not financed by property taxes, but by license fees and charges on gasoline per gallon, which automatically function as a service charge in proportion to highway use. Our highway system has resulted from a series of plans, each emanating from the people through an initiative petition. Each plan at its inception was based upon the existing needs and anticipated growth. This procedure has stabilized the construction program and permitted maintenance to be carried on at the same time. If our state highway system is to meet the needs of our motor vehicle owners in the future, as well as it has in the past, road users must continue their direct control. Highways wear out and become obsolete, just as do railroads, automobiles, and the buildings. It will be necessary in the next 10 years to replace 50% of the trunk roads in the system because of obsolescence and age. Likewise, the hazards of travel are becoming more serious, and the safety of human life as well as property is becoming a major issue. The last program, covering a period of 10 years, was adopted in 1928. As early as 1933, the Citizens Road Committee instituted the start of highway planning. In 1936, cooperation was obtained from the federal government and a statewide highway planning survey was started, embracing 4 interrelated projects: a road and bridge inventory, a traffic study, a financial research, and a road life study. Proposition number 6 is not built on guesswork. It is the result of the most comprehensive collection of all engineering data and exchange of ideas on highway construction ever undertaken in this state. The planning survey has gone over all roads, state and local, with a fine-tooth comb. The plan submitted has the unanimous endorsement of the State Highway Commission and engineers. The traffic count performed over a period of a year measured the volume of traffic on all road mileage of the state. Each count was taken over 24-hour periods at various times of the year. This record is being continued with several automatic recorders, supplying daily information at various key points on the state system, recording the daily counts on a tape, which is periodically removed from the machine. The tremendous volume of traffic counts was coordinated in the office to form a complete and informative picture of traffic conditions. These tabulations were graphically portrayed on traffic density maps, where the number of commercial vehicles passing each point per day is represented by the width of the black line and the number of private cars by the width of the shaded area. As a part of the traffic study, an intensive survey was made of trucks and buses, each truck being weighed to determine the load on each wheel. Data was gathered concerning origin and destination of the trucks and their contents. Measurements were taken of the wheelbase, the overall length and width. In addition to such data gathered at the weighing stations, crews operated mobile stations at more than 100 various locations on the state system. This survey supplemented the data gathered in the traffic count by classifying trucks and buses according to loads. For a period of several months, an accurate survey was made to determine types and ages of cars and trucks, the gasoline consumed, and the license fees and fuel taxes paid. This data was gathered by postcard questionnaires from thousands of representative drivers all over the state. The road use survey was conducted by personal interviews with drivers to determine the proportion that each driver uses city streets, state highways, and county roads, and the percentage of rural and urban drivers using the state system. The correlating of the facts obtained formed an interesting study of how our roads are used and by whom. The financial survey involved an investigation and analysis of the income and expenditure of funds imposed by all taxing agencies in the state, such as counties, cities, townships, school districts, road districts, and the state itself. This survey was made to determine the relation between highway expenditures and other governmental expenditures. This work was all summarized on concise tables and submitted to the U.S. Bureau of Public Roads for comparison with similar data gathered in all the other 48 states. In addition to the road life study made by the Highway Planning Survey, the Bureau of Materials is conducting daily physical tests of the materials used in highway construction, such as a load test on this concrete cylinder, which was taken from a section of pavement. The cylinder is being subjected to an increasing load, running into thousands of pounds, until, strained to its limit, it fails completely. Such tests ensure that the pavement will withstand the wheel loads for which it was designed. Research into the life of various types of pavement show clearly that it is as yet impossible to build roads which will withstand the constant pounding of high-speed cars and trucks and the action of the elements. In addition to the physical laboratory, the department maintains a chemical laboratory with a staff of competent chemists to test the materials used in highway construction for the purpose of ensuring that all materials used meet the specifications. Such research is enabling our engineers to build better and more durable pavements each year. The coordinated results of all such studies are set forth in this book, which contains some startling conclusions. Using the great wealth of material developed in this survey, a representative committee of the Citizens Road Association worked for months with officials of the United States Bureau of Public Roads and engineers of our Missouri State Highway Department to prepare a plan for properly continuing Missouri's highway system. The plan is Proposition Number 6, the 10-year program. Upon its completion, it was approved by a large majority vote of a committee of 145 and at an open mass meeting of 900. When presented to the general public for the first time at a meeting held at the Missouri State Fair on August 25th, it won hearty approval. The proposition has already been placed on the ballot by an initiative petition containing the names of 167,000 voters, more than 2.5 times the number legally required. The plan is primarily an allocation of funds. The classification of certain rural roads as trunk highways is not to show preference. Some state supplementary roads may be better surfaced than some trunk roads. In Proposition Number 6, the original Centennial system is classified as trunk, and new editions of 1928 and later as state supplementary. The trunk roads carry over 63% of the rural traffic. They will receive 50% of funds, the supplementary 20%. In addition, there will be set aside another 10% to be used on either one or both classes of roads. 80% of funds is allotted to rural state highways and state highways which traverse cities of less than 2,500, and 20% to those which traverse cities of more than 2,500. This plan will have far-reaching results in the 10 years of its operation. It covers an addition of 5,000 miles of supplementary highways, farm-to-market roads, distributed in each county according to agricultural needs, and will replace many dangerous, obsolete bridges on these roads. By enabling the buildings of highways through cities, it will alleviate congested conditions which every motorist encounters on state routes through cities. Notwithstanding the large mileage of improved roads, motorists are still unsatisfied, as evidenced by the frequent delegations such as this one from Kirksville. On August 10th, 250 people appeared before the State Highway Commission, requesting the replacing of the present surface on Highway 63 north of Kirksville with a modern concrete pavement. Such improvements on the state system cannot be made unless the new program is adopted in November. Your vote in this election will determine the future of your state highway system. Since the tremendously increased traffic and higher speeds have made so much of the mileage on our trunk system hazardous, a primary aim of the 10-year program is to make our highways safer by marking hazards, widening pavements, improving and widening shoulders, and eliminating every hazard possible on our roads. The Bureau of Safety is making a thorough study of every accident to determine causes and contributory conditions. Accident reports are being studied in detail. Here is one recently received, in which accident the 3 occupants of the cars were instantly killed. From these accident reports, which are received from the State Patrol and local police organizations, accident statistics are being compiled. The Bureau is daily conducting speed tests using this automatic recorder developed by the department, conducting a thorough research into the relation of auto speeds to accidents. Because much of our road mileage was built many years ago when speeds of 35 to 40 miles an hour were the rule, we now have highway conditions which are hazardous at the 50 and 60 mile an hour speeds of today. This condition is not, as many believe, a fault of early design or construction, for these early roads have served many years, but it will be necessary in the next 10 years to replace the narrow, unsafe bridges, straighten sharp curves, eliminate the dangerous intersections, and grade crossings. The present inadequate sight distance built for traffic of 16 years ago, the crowding due to the old and narrow pavements, the narrow shoulders and steep ditches built for needs of 16 years ago, and the dusty roads which form such a great part of our trunk system and today carry large volumes of traffic. The number of people killed on Missouri highways last year is equal to the population of this Missouri town, an entire town wiped out of existence in 1 year. Of these 5,200 injured on our highways last year, many were crippled for life. Many have lost their sight, and all of them have suffered. Most of these accidents were due to careless driving of the common everyday type, which we so frequently find is the cause of so many accidents, and can only be corrected by the education of the traveling public. A good percentage of accidents, however, have been due to road conditions, which will be corrected under the new road program. Human life is our most valuable asset. Missouri must provide for the expansion of its highway system to make her roads safer. The 1938 to 1948 10-year road program, if passed, will continue our stable highway progress. It will protect our $308 million investment. It will provide for adequate expansion and safety. It will reduce our bonded indebtedness from the present $100 million to $39 million in the 10 years of its operation, and will put Missouri's highways on a pay-as-you-go plan. We do not seek to follow other states with their 5, 6, and 7-cent taxes, with diversion of funds and wasteful expenditures. But it is clear that we cannot reduce our bonded indebtedness and at the same time continue improvement of our roads to meet future needs on our present revenues. The fixing of the gas tax at 3 cents per gallon, a raise of only 1 cent, will adequately perform these functions, while ensuring that every gas tax dollar will go directly on our roads. Proposition number 6 is not a plan for high taxes, but to fix tax rates against tinkering. to keep them from being changed so as to jeopardize sound road building or running into the danger of property taxes to care for outstanding bonds. If you want to keep Missouri's roads in your hands, vote yes, scratch no on Proposition number 6 in the election on November 8th.